Shalom and welcome everyone to our journey through the life and miracles of EliYah the prophet, a man sent by Yahuah during one of the darkest spiritual periods in Yasharal's history. Known for his faithfulness, strength, and obedience, EliYah was chosen to deliver Yah's messages and display his power to a rebellious nation. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to help us spread this important message to others. Also, if you'd like to support this ministry, please consider donating to help keep this channel going strong. We want to extend our heartfelt thanks to all who have generously donated to the ministry. Your support means so much to us, and we pray that the Most High richly blesses you for your generosity and faithfulness. May Yahuah continue to provide for you and shower you with his abundant blessings. And parents, we encourage you to use these lessons as study guides with your children to help them understand these teachings. Our story begins in a time when Yasharal had turned away from Yahuah, worshipping Baal under the influence of King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. In response to this idolatry, Yahuah sent EliYah with a message to declare a severe drought over the land.
As Yahuah Elohim of Yasharal liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word.
And just as EliYah had spoken, the rain stopped and the land was parched. This drought was not just a natural occurrence, but a call for Yasharal to return to Yahuah, a powerful reminder of who holds the heavens and the earth. During this time, the word of Yahuah came to EliYah, saying,
Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there.
So EliYah went and did according unto the word of Yahuah, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. During the drought, EliYah was led by Yahuah to a widow in Zarephath. This woman had little, yet Yahuah intended to show his provision through her obedience.
As Yahuah thy Elohim liveth, I have not a cake, but an handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die.
Fear not. Go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee, and for thy son. For thus saith Yahuah, Elohim of Yasharal, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that Yahuah sendeth rain upon the earth.
Trusting in EliYah's words, the widow used her last bit of flour and oil to prepare food for him. And miraculously, as she continued to bake, the flour and oil did not run out. Through her faith, Yahuah provided for her and her son. But soon after, tragedy struck again. The widow's son fell ill and passed away. Heartbroken, she questioned EliYah, and he prayed to Yahuah.
O Yahuah, my Elohim, I pray thee, let this child's soul come into him again.
Yahuah heard EliYah's cry, and the boy's life returned. EliYah brought him down to his mother, saying,
See, thy son liveth.
Through these miracles, Yahuah demonstrated his power, provision, and mercy. In a time of spiritual darkness, EliYah's obedience served as a light and a call for Yasharal to turn back to Yahuah. After 3 years of drought, in obedience to Yahuah, EliYah steps out of hiding to confront Ahab. But first, he encounters Obadiah, a servant of Ahab who fears Yahuah and secretly protects prophets from Jezebel's wrath.
Art thou that my master EliYah?
I am. Go tell thy master, behold, EliYah is here.
Obadiah, though faithful to Yahuah, hesitates. Knowing Ahab's rage and EliYah's mysterious comings and goings, he fears the danger this message could bring him.
What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? As Yahuah thy Elohim liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord hath not sent to seek thee. And now thou sayest, Go, tell thy Lord, behold, EliYah is here. And it shall come to pass as soon as I am gone from thee, that the Ruach of Yahuah shall carry thee whither I know not. And so when I come and tell Ahab and he cannot find thee, he shall slay me.
Obadiah's loyalty to Yahuah shows as he reminds EliYah of his work to protect Yahuah's prophets.
Was it not told my master what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of Yahuah? How I hid 100 men of Yahuah's prophets by 50 in a cave and fed them with bread and water?
But EliYah reassures him, standing firm and resolute.
As Yahuah of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself unto him today.
Encouraged by EliYah's confidence and the assurance of Yahuah's presence, Obadiah agrees. He goes to find Ahab, fulfilling EliYah's command and paving the way for one of the most defining confrontations in the scriptures, the showdown on Mount Carmel. He called for a powerful demonstration to show the people who the true Elohim of Yasharal is.
How long halt ye between two opinions? If Yahuah be Elohim, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him.
EliYah proposed a challenge. The prophets of Baal would call upon their God, and EliYah would call upon Yahuah. Whichever deity answered by fire would be declared the true Elohim. From morning until noon, the prophets of Baal cried out, leaping upon their altar. But there was no response. EliYah, filled with confidence in Yahuah, even taunted them.
Cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth, and must be awaked.
Finally, it was EliYah's turn. He rebuilt the altar of Yahuah, laid the sacrifice upon it, and even drenched it with water, ensuring that only a true miracle could ignite the flames.
Yahuah Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and of Yasharal, let it be known this day that thou art Elohim in Yasharal, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Yahuah, hear me, that this people may know that thou art Yahuah Elohim, and that thou hast turned their heart back again.
Immediately, fire fell from heaven, consuming the entire offering, even the stones and water. The people fell on their faces, declaring,
Yahuah, he is Elohim. Yahuah, he is Elohim.
The false prophets were seized and put to death, as EliYah had demonstrated Yahuah's absolute authority over all. But EliYah's work was not done. After the demonstration of Yahuah's power, he went to the top of Mount Carmel and prayed for rain to end the drought. 6 times, EliYah sent his servant to look toward the sea, but there was no sign of rain. On the 7th time, a small cloud appeared, signaling Yahuah's answer.
Go up, say unto Ahab, prepare thy chariot, and get thee down, that the rain stop thee not.
Soon the sky grew black with clouds, and heavy rain began to pour down, ending the 3-year drought and showing Yahuah's mercy and provision. Fleeing from Queen Jezebel's threats, EliYah found himself alone in the wilderness, discouraged and ready to give up.
It is enough. Now, O Yahuah, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers.
But Yahuah had more for EliYah. He sent an malach with bread and water, strengthening him for the journey ahead.
Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee.
EliYah ate and drank, and the strength from that meal sustained him for 40 days and 40 nights as he journeyed to Mount Horeb. Arriving at Mount Horeb, EliYah found refuge in a cave. Here, Yahuah spoke to him, asking why he had come.
What dost thou here, EliYah?
In a powerful moment, Yahuah revealed that he was not in the mighty wind, the earthquake, or the fire, but rather in a still, small voice. Yahuah's presence came in quietness, showing that his power is not always displayed in grand signs, but often in gentle whispers.
Go, return on thy way. Anoint Hazael to be king over Syria, and Elisha, the son of Shaphat, shalt thou anoint to be prophet in thy room.
Yahuah instructed EliYah to anoint Elisha as his successor, assuring him that he was not alone. There were still 7,000 in Israel who had not bowed to Baal. EliYah went forth to find Elisha, a young man plowing his fields, to call him as his disciple and successor. In a simple yet powerful act, EliYah cast his cloak upon Elisha, a symbol of his prophetic mantle.
Let me, I pray thee, kiss my father and my mother, and then I will follow thee.
Elisha's response was immediate and heartfelt. He sacrificed his oxen, gave up his old life, and followed EliYah, signifying his dedication to Yahuah's calling. Through EliYah's obedience, the work of Yahuah was to be continued in Yasharal. After some time, Ahab and Jezebel plotted to murder Naboth for his vineyard. Yahuah sent EliYah to deliver a harsh judgment against them for their wickedness. EliYah also foretold Jezebel's end, declaring that dogs would devour her by the wall of Jezreel.
Thus saith Yahuah, in the place where dogs licked the blood of Naboth shall dogs lick thy blood, even thine.
This prophetic word would eventually come to pass, showing the seriousness of Yahuah's justice. After King Ahab's death in battle, his son Ahaziah took the throne over Yasharal. However, like his father, Ahaziah turned away from Yahuah, choosing idolatry over faithfulness. When he fell through the lattice of his upper room and was severely injured, Ahaziah sent messengers to inquire of Baalzebub, the god of Ekron, hoping to learn if he would recover. But as the messengers were on their way, the Malek of Yahuah appeared to EliYah, delivering a message for the king.
Is it not because there is no Elohim in Yasharal that you go to inquire of Baalzebub, the god of Ekron? Now therefore, thus saith Yahuah, thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die.
EliYah's message was a direct rebuke, highlighting Ahaziah's faithlessness and warning him of his impending death.
What manner of man was he, which came up to meet you and told you these words?
He was a hairy man, and girt with a girdle of leather about his loins.
It is EliYah the Tishbite.
Recognizing that it was EliYah, the prophet of Yahuah, Ahaziah understood the gravity of the message. Despite being a king in Yasharal, he had chosen to seek answers from a false god, rejecting Yahuah's sovereignty. So Ahaziah sent his captains and soldiers to summon EliYah. But these men came in arrogance, disregarding EliYah's authority.
Thou man of Elohim, the king hath said, come down.
Fire descended, consuming 2 groups of soldiers, but the third captain, who came humbly and fell on his knees before EliYah.
O man of Yah, I pray thee, let my life and the life of these 50 thy servants be precious in thy sight. Behold, there came fire down from heaven, and burnt up the 2 captains of the former 50s with their 50s. Therefore let my life now be precious in thy sight.
Thus the Malek of Yah instructed EliYah to go with them unto King Ahaziah to speak the judgment of Yah. And as EliYah had prophesied, Ahaziah died on his bed, never recovering from his injuries. Along his journey, EliYah visited different places, each time accompanied by Elisha, who refused to leave his side. The sons of the prophets, aware of what was to come, questioned Elisha.
Knowest thou that Yahuah will take away thy master from thy head today?
Yea, I know it. Hold ye your peace.
Elisha, aware of EliYah's imminent departure, chose to remain steadfast, not wanting to dwell on the separation, but focusing instead on remaining with his master until the end.
Knowest thou that Yahuah will take away thy master from thy head today?
Yea, I know it. Hold ye your peace.
Once more, Elisha acknowledged their words but kept his resolve. His loyalty and devotion to EliYah remained strong. even as others reminded him of the approaching farewell. Finally, they arrived at the Jordan River, where EliYah would perform his last miracle before being taken up. Elisha stayed close by, determined to witness every moment and to receive a blessing before his master's departure. In a miraculous moment, EliYah struck the water with his mantle, and the river parted before them, allowing them to cross on dry ground. EliYah, knowing his time was near, asked Elisha what he would desire before he departed.
Ask what I shall do for thee before I be taken away from thee.
I pray thee, let a double portion of thy ruach be upon me.
Elisha's request for a double portion of the ruach was not a desire for personal power, but a plea for the strength and anointing needed to carry on the work of Yahuah with even greater responsibility.
Thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so.
My father, the chariot of Yasharal, and the horsemen thereof.
Elisha was left with EliYah's mantle, a symbol of his prophetic calling, as he continued EliYah's mission, empowered by Yahuah's Ruach HaKodesh. Through EliYah's life, Yahuah revealed his power, justice, provision, and faithfulness to his people. EliYah's obedience, courage, and unwavering trust in Yahuah inspire us to live boldly for the kingdom. Just as EliYah called Yasharal back to Yahuah, we too are called to stand firm in our faith, trusting that Yahuah is with us in every step of our journey. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of EliYah. May his story inspire you to seek Yahuah with all your heart. Shalom and blessings to you all.